All right, man. Well, Aaron Carter, you are here. I see you've just tweeted some stuff out about doing interviews. Are you still shirtless on your couch, or has that changed?
Yeah, I'm still shirtless on my couch, actually.
Okay, well. It helps paint the picture, because I guess I can't see you right now. So you're shirtless on the couch. You're coming to Canada soon with the tour. That's got to be pretty cool.
I'm so excited, man. I can't even tell you. I can't even begin to tell you how cool it is that I get a chance, to come back and do this and tour again. And it's crazy. I mean, I did put a lot of work though in when I was a little kid and a preteen and a teenager and. So I think it's only safe for me to say I can do it as an adult. So,
yeah. Going into the interview too, me and another guy at the other station here were watching a little bit of the House of Carters or the Carters on YouTube. Man, that was that's how I think how I know you more so from the TV thing. And I think it was the scene where Nick grabbed you and threw your head against the wall. You remember that?
Well, I'll tell you this. I've done a lot of growing up since 19 years old to 27 this year, later this year. So, I mean, and not only that, when you have a brother like Nick, Nick's a punk, you know what I mean? So, and we're very competitive brothers, and I'm a punk, he's a punk, you know what I mean? It's just, our relationship is like brothers. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, it's like we're brothers. It's always a competition between the two of us, whether it's our careers, whether it's playing video games. That's just how it goes. And I've done a lot of change, a lot of growing up since that, and I think I've really honed in and figured out on what it is that's important in my career, in my life, and that's I think essentially that's why I've been able to get myself back out on tour and put it all together myself, and all the things that my managers, my mom and dad were my managers, all the things that they taught me. I'll call them up and be like, hey, I got a question. What would normally what would a tour manager be paid, or so stuff like that, and that they always have the answers to. So it's really great. It's really great for me to have this opportunity again.
So in other words, now you kick Nick's ass, right?
Basically.
So yeah, man, because that's got to be kind of crazy growing up in a family like that too. So I know Nick's group was just through Canada too. So do you get sick of that at all? Not really a comparison, but just you're Nick's brother. Does that ever get old?
No, it doesn't get old because it actually doesn't happen that often.
Okay.
People know. I mean, people just know that we're brothers. You know what I mean? It's just they know who Nick is, and they know that Nick is my brother. They know who, and then there's people that know who I am, and then they just know who my brother is. I mean, Nick is 8 years older than me, so I mean, I've been able to develop my own fan base, so and my own group of fans, younger fans. I mean, I have 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds that don't even know who my brother is, but they are fans of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so it's very precarious. It's different. You don't know unless you really start to dive in to see what the demographic is like. And so I mean, I don't really get that anymore. It's just sometimes, often, if someone's like, oh, you look like a rock star, and I'll be like, well, my name's Aaron Carter, and they're like, I don't know who you are, and I'll be like, well, have you ever heard of the Backstreet Boys? And they're like, yeah, I know who the Backstreet Boys are, and I'm like, yeah, well, my brother's in that group, and
nice.
Oh, you're the brother, and I'm like, yeah. So it's and I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, Backstreet Boys are awesome. Good group.
Yeah, they just came through, and it was sold out shows across the board. So definitely something cool if you're attached to it, to be attached to.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
And looking back to you kind of broke in the late '90s, the early 2000s. If you took a snapshot at that time and all the girls of that time, you dated them.
Well, I have a wandering heart, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it, but I got a wandering heart. I don't know, man. It's weird.
It seems like you still do in a way. Your fans, you're always retweeting and tweeting fan photos. You got all the girls following you on Twitter and stuff like that. It must be pretty good life, man.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's not entertaining because it is pretty entertaining. And I date my fans. Why not?
Yeah, and I see you also give out your number to fans too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're FaceTiming fans?
Oh yeah, I mean, but listen, if the fans are FaceTiming me and you do happen to come across my number and you do call me and you do happen to get through, you can't expect me to be sitting there with like a fitted hat on, like with, candy in the background, like doing like in the middle of Aaron's party music video. Like I prank people, I have fun, and it's very entertaining for me.
That's so crazy that you do that. That's like unheard of, because going through like your Twitter and whatnot, and there's like screenshots of texts and FaceTime with fans. Like nobody connects on that level ever.
Well, it's because they don't want to, and they don't care, and they don't realize that that the only reason why you're sitting on that big couch and you're sitting in that nice car and you're drinking that nice drink and you're wearing them nice clothes because of them fans. So for me, it's been like, I grew up in the industry. We started off with nothing. We got a lot of something. Then we lost a lot of it. And then I've regained it all back on my own, so without the help of my parents, without the help of my brother, without the help of anybody, with just the help of my fans. And so that's when I stopped to think to myself, I'm like, you know what? What is the essence behind all of this? The essence is the fans. Like, if you don't get that, the fans is what makes it, and what makes you something, and you lose that, because that's what happens. Like, just because you put a picture up on Instagram and you get 100,000 likes in 20 minutes, doesn't mean that you're going to sell 100,000 records in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, and I don't know, I don't really look at them like that. I look at all my fans as they're people, and I just want to say thank you and reach out on a personal level.
Wow, man, that's so cool that you do all that stuff for your fans. Like I said, like out of all the people that do things for the fans, you think you got it, you do it the best. Like there's no beating that. You give out your own phone number, so I think that says enough.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like it's all about them. It's all about the fans. So that's what I make it about. I make it about all the fans because I love them and they're the ones giving me my life back. Like and. It's not like you see like people like Ryan Seacrest or Chelsea Lately or Ellen DeGeneres or people like that, like on me on their shows and stuff. Like, you don't see that kind of stuff. Like, so I'm not going to make it about that right now. Like, if those kind of people start coming at me with stuff, I'm going to be like, you know what? I respect it, but you know what? You're just going to have to wait a little bit because I'm making it about the fans right now, not about like the press. And the reason why I would do the press is to reach out to more fans. So that's the only reason why I would do it. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I would do press, is to be able to reach out to more of my fans. So not to come on and talk about like Hillary Duff and something that was like 15 years ago, that like just because I'm dwelling over it and tweeting like random emotional like swings, like doesn't mean I want to talk about that stuff all the time. And that it's something that's like I wake up thinking about is, oh my God, what am I going to put on my to-do list today? How am I going to win Hillary Duff back? Like I don't think about that kind of stuff. Like it doesn't cross my mind. There'll be days where like I have like moments where I'm like, oh, I miss that girl, and I wish I wasn't such a douche and did what I did. You know what I mean? But it's not the it doesn't epitomize my career. You know what I mean? And or my brother throwing my head into the wall in House of Carters or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like even though people get a rise out of that stuff, it's like. It's time to start supporting the supportive things in my life. You know what I mean? I've been giving everybody a lot of negative stuff for a long time, and I think I would appreciate it if everyone would start supporting the good stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about for me right now.
Do you find like the press are predictable in a sense? So you kind of you send out a tweet and then you can kind of predict what you're going to get asked in your next interview, kind of thing. Like is it generally kind of like more or less the same stuff now? Like at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It is. And it's okay because the radio stations and the people, they're just doing their job. They're just doing what they think people are going to want to listen to or talk about more. But, I think it's much cooler, actually, that I've been able to, fall on my face, lose everything, and then be able to get it all back from my fans. You know what I mean? So, and them giving me my life back, and it's very overwhelming and very amazing to like think about. You know what I mean? So, it really is. I'm very, very blessed to have all these people in my life. So.
Well, maybe we should start talking about things that you normally don't talk about. We could change it up.
Heard that story? Like, come on! Like everyone's heard all those stories.
What are you watching on TV right now? You watching Game of Thrones? You watch Walking Dead?
No, I watch Pretty Little Liars. Right
now. I've watched a bit of the show, but never got into it yet.
But don't tell anybody. I'm just kidding.
Okay. How about like last movie you've seen? What did you go see?
The last movie I saw, Captain America, is really good too, bro.
Okay, what about people that they're standing at a urinal? I had this happen to me on the weekend, and there's a guy like texting and Instagramming at the urinal. Is that allowed? That's not allowed.
That would be me.
Is that you?
I'm that guy.
At a urinal?
I'm that guy.
But aren't you worried about like stuff happening, like little particles getting all over your phone?
Yeah, but that's why you gotta have like an antibacterial iPhone rice bag.
Do they make those down? We don't have those here.
Nope, I make them those.
Oh, you're gonna sell them like Aaron? I know it's on the tour, like Aaron Carter antibacterial iPhone bags.
Yeah. People would probably buy those things.
I would buy one right now. So before you get here, I want to see that on the merch table.
You know what? It will be there, but it's a specialty item.
It's just some Lysol in a Ziploc, but whatever. It's all the same.
Here's the trick. So if anyone listening to this interview, if someone says that to my merch girl, I'll give you a free VIP.
Okay. All right. That's a deal. Aaron Carter, you're a gentleman. Thank you so much for the time, my friend.
Oh, thanks, Bill. I appreciate it, man.